Yeah. Hey. I work hard every motherfucking day.
Going on? Let's take care of business here.
Absolutely. So I have Gina with me, who kind of spearheads my life. Not just our digital and social media stuff, but really operations of SABRE and Be Creative, which I don't think I had much of a chance to really tell you exactly what it is that we do. So I'll do that momentarily. And I have Will here, who's one of our videographers, who's really taken over. Can you see Will?
What's up, man?
So he's really taken over a lot of the different things that we're doing, and I just wanted to pick your brain on a few different things, and I appreciate you taking the time, obviously. So thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Same to you. I would say, just to go from a very general overview of how you can take action immediately from what we talked about that last 5 minutes, where you had that piece of that core piece of pillar content that you were saying that you were going to create. And really, it's most important to define your objectives and invest in your, I would say, content pillars, which is your core engine, which will build a volume of content for you. So you can find that one core pillar of content, and that'll build the volume of content across all of your platforms. So if that's step one, getting very specific on, if we were to zoom out for a second, really going, just like how you build businesses, Jay, you build your brand. So when you define your market, you define your niche, and then you narrow your niche down to a specific need that's most likely irrational, that your ideal follower avatar or ideal client avatar has, that you can fulfill on,
right? Because
you're solution oriented and you have this bank of insight, wisdom, knowledge that you can provide that's specific. So if you once figure out if for each one of these, creative endeavors that you're on, whether it's Be Creative, branded, let's just stick with those two, Be Creative and branded right now, the weekly vlogs, figuring out what market they're specifically geared towards, what niche they're specifically geared towards, and what's this very specific need in that niche. I would say there's 3 different characters you could be playing at all times. The leader is, I tell you to do this and you take action. The other is the adventurer, where you've adventured and you've built businesses and you want to show them how they can do it too. And the third person you could be is the reporter, which is oh, I just learned such and such from my mistakes, and I'm here to tell you how to avoid them.
Right. And
you always want to be in those kind of different characters, because you're the hero to them, but how they really stick to what how they stick to your following and become your followers is you make them the hero. You make them the person that benefits from your content. And what I've learned over the last 2 years is, if you're trying to be all things to all people, you'll fail really quickly.
Right.
If you try to be one thing to one person, you're going to be very successful very quickly. That's the fastest route and the shortest distance you have to travel.
Following is already happening within the real estate industry, but I also don't want to stop there, because we're actually, and it's not about monetizing the trail that we're blazing, so to speak. That's not necessarily the end goal, but it's also for personal growth for me, where I again, just using the dinner that we had as an example, I'm able to grow by learning what other people are doing that aren't in my industry, and just how different age groups and different people are using. I think the one commonality is really branding and social digital media. Whether it's Roland, who's an artist, whether it's Anthony, who's an artist, different type of artist, whether it's you, whether whoever it is, there's a commonality, and really that's social media is more or less social media education. There's a lot of different things, and what's interesting to me is the further that I branch out and the more that I start to immerse myself in this world, and follow Gary Vee and watch all of the other usual suspects, right? Like I feel like there's a big gap and a lot of being an entrepreneur is like it's almost like people are watching and not listening, right? And I'm curious how all of these young people are taking the term entrepreneur, and even though Gary Vee's telling them straight up, like, yo, eat dirt, grind for 10 years, go work for somebody for free who is the best at what you want to do in life. And instead of actually doing that, they're basically just saying, yo, I'm going to go start a business tomorrow. I've never actually worked for somebody. I don't know what I want to do, but I want to be an entrepreneur, so I'm going to start a business so I could just put entrepreneur on my profile on my Instagram. I just feel like it's there, so as I start to see that stuff, it becomes kind of like a personal, goal for me, who's been grinding for 18 years and did exactly what Gary said way before Gary was even, doing what he's doing. It's like, I think a lot of people are just not understanding what it means to actually develop success, and that you have to actually be patient and talented.
Right, 100%. And that's when you'll come onto these shows, these podcasts. This will be the author bio in your book. This could be the introduction. And it's like, you want to get the emotional, because like people remember, they have memories because of two things. The information and the emotion in that current moment was so strong that it created a memory.
Right.
And that's what it is. Like, I don't remember things from school because I was bored. I was hungry. I was thinking about the girl or how much the teacher sucked or whatever. And the information was boring. So I didn't have any good memories from science class. The only memory I had was like throwing paper balls at the teacher in his back or whatever. And it's like, so that is the crux there. You want to have a lot of emotion in your stories. You stand out with your struggles. That's the first one. That's powerful for you. You could also release a lot of, release a lot of the fear that you may have from fully stepping into your power and manning up for the audience, because it's a big thing. Like, if this really clicks for you and it's truly what you want and you're doing it for the good reasons, you can have that status for the right reasons quicker than you can expect. So I'd prepare for that in as many ways as you can, especially with your team and your systems. But who knows what this story sparks? Because, like, if I'm assuming your intention is to change at least one life.
Absolutely. That's what I always say. It's all about one person.
The one person that you want to change, and that's what's so incredible, that the power of a story can do that. And stories have been around for thousands of years, and that is what you're in, dude. You're two things, man. You are a disruptive practitioner. You're going to share disruptive information. You're supposed to disrupt and pattern interrupt people's normal ways, average ways of thinking and behaving.
Right.
That's your job. The other thing is you're a legal drug dealer now.
Yeah.
And what you're dealing is dopamine, serotonin, norepinephrine, and other good feel-good chemicals from the brain. And you do that in the form of stories, because stories is the only way we can actually share disruptive information. Think about the tribes and the stories and everything. Disruptive information gets transferred best through narrative. Focus mostly on the age, what they really need.
Yep.
Really, once and you'll fulfill on that by telling them what they want, leading them to what they need.
Yep.
Like, that's your whole goal. Bring them in with the crazy intro, or the crazy post, and then show them what they need.
Yep.
Like, it's like show them the Lamborghini, but lead them to books.
Yep.
Like, that's what it is.
Ty Lopez.
So that's the truth. That's what you did. You did.
There you go. All right, brother. Listen, I appreciate your time very much, and this was tremendous. We're gonna stay back and discuss all of the knowledge you just dropped, and figure it out from here, man.
Yeah, let me get a quick picture.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Get in here. Get in.
Yes.
Yes.
Love it.
Excellent, brother.
Excellent.
You get it?
Yeah, I
You
was
good?
excellent. Yeah.
Good
All right,
stuff.
guys.
All right,
All
brother.
right, thank you.
Enjoy Cali.
Jay, let me know how this goes.
I will, man. I appreciate it very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, take care, guys.
Later.
See ya.
Peace.
Bye.